way you move your hips when you're strutting down the street. Oh, it makes a man so weak in the knee.
Hi ladies. Okay, I am going to do a short tutorial on how to cover up your tattoos for game day. It's really actually super easy. I'm going to start with a makeup primer. I will also go over the products I use. Whatever you have is going to be fine. I use the Laura Mercier makeup primer, and since I'm just doing my wrist, I'm just going to do one wrist for you guys. I don't need a lot. Put the makeup primer on there, and I'm going to let it dry. Shouldn't take too much time. Just kidding. Alright, makeup primer on. Okay, so the next step that I'm going to do is the red lip stain. This is the most important step to covering up your tattoo. It needs to be like a red shade because red cancels out black. I personally like the Outlast. I don't know who this is. CoverGirl Outlast. And I'm just going to outline and color in my tattoo. Kind of like a coloring book. And it doesn't have to be perfect because before it dries, hopefully, because it works really fast, I am going to try to smudge it into my skin so there isn't like a distinct line. Sometimes I will go back and do a second coat, but since I'm doing a short tutorial, I'm not going to do that. I'm just taking this brush, it's just a foundation brush, and kind of just smudging it out a little bit, not too far away from my tattoo. That way it doesn't have this like hard, harsh line. Then I'm gonna let it dry. So okay, got a little excited. Step 1 done. Wait, step 2 really. Primer, stain. Now we go to the makeup. I personally use Tattoo Camo. I bought mine on eBay. I didn't even get it from the website. But if you are wanting to get this specific brand, I suggest going on the website. That way you can understand how it works a little bit better before you go on eBay and buy it. I got a lighter shade and a darker shade. But this is my lighter shade, and it's really light, and you'll see as I'm putting it on how light it actually is. This makeup is so thick that I'm going to use my finger and just sort of blot it on, and it's really creamy, and so you can see how it's definitely not my skin tone. So I'm just blotting it on here and doing my best to get all of that red covered up. But isn't it crazy how you can't see my tattoo anymore? I mean, it's gone. And as this bottom coat dries, I'm sorry, I have a really hard time double tasking. I already lost track of what I was trying to explain to you before I went off track. If you were to see my wrist close up, you can't see it here, you'd be able to see that there's makeup on it. It's like kind of cakey and thick. I'm going to do my best to blend it out into my wrist. Alright, so here you go. Pretty drastic, the difference. And I'm going to let it dry some, probably for the next 2 or 3 minutes, and you'll be able to see that it actually does turn into my skin tone a little bit more. So, now we're just going to hang out until this is dry. This is my dog, Jerry. Okay, see ya. Alright, here we go. It's pretty much dry and looking good. I'm going to take this darker shade, and it really doesn't take much at all. I'm just going to try my best to even out the skin tone. Same process, blotting it on, doing my thing. And it always surprises me how the makeup underneath never budges. It's just intensely on my arm. Whenever I take a shower after I cover my tattoos, it takes like 2 or 3 washes for it to truly come off. I can see it in the tiny little creases in my skin. Kind of like that about tattoo makeup, you know, you want something that's going to cover. I've used this in photo shoots and for my audition, and you couldn't really tell. You have to be really careful though, because I feel like it's almost impossible to find a makeup that isn't going to smudge on our uniform. But that's where my next step comes in. It's called Scandinavia, and it is a makeup setting spray, but it also makes your skin look more lifelike. You know, when you cake on foundation and you can kind of see the foundation, this is supposed to just bring some youth into your skin so that it doesn't look so cakey and powdery. Scandinavia is what it's called. Spray it on, let that dry. My last step is this powder that came with my tattoo camo. I also have a Bare Minerals powder. What is it called? The Mineral Veil. It's the same exact thing. It's crazy. If you're going to purchase a powder, I would highly recommend going and getting the Bare Minerals one because it's actually of higher quality. And I've got this little brush. I don't know what they're called, like butcher brushes. You guys probably know, but I have no idea. This is just going to help aid a little bit more into setting this tattoo makeup on my wrist. Just as a comparison, tattoo's gone, tattoo's still here. Pretty good. Alright, well, I hope this helped, guys, and yeah, cool! To my tattoo fellows, here's to covering up our mistakes, I guess, in a sense, when it comes to being a professional dancer. Alright, love ya! See you soon!
Ooh, I don't want no